got the minutes.
Okay, we are live and recording.
Thank you. Good evening. I call this meeting to order at 6:30. First on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from December 10th. Has everybody gotten a chance to read them? Yes. I believe,
That's them.
questions, omissions?
Motion to approve as.
I have a motion to approve. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I think these have all been signed too. Let's pass that back around. Alicia's turn.
Okay, so we only, in front of you, you guys have, all the updates for, tonight. We did have one change to the budget that happened, at our last Board of Selectmen meeting. The town planner had presented to the planning board, wanting to update our master plan. The master plan has not been updated in over 20 years. It is something that should be updated certainly more than every 20 years. And it also helps us when it is updated for us to obtain grant funding. So they went out and worked with Lakes Region Planning Commission to get a quote on what it would be to update our master plan, and that quote came in at $16,500. We had already had 500 in that line item to work on the master plan and get a plan going, but when we got that quote back, it was what we could kind of consider a bargain basement deal. I mean, there's municipalities who spend 20, 30, 40, 50,000, upwards to 100 to update their master plans. But we're gonna work with Lakes Region Planning Commission as well as the town staff to really, town staff is gonna do a lot of the work, so that's why we got it for such a cheap price. So
Well,
that
the
was,
other thing is, I think we should point out the fact that we're very fortunate that we've got some very talented and,
Absolutely.
you know, in-house people that can do a lot of the work that's gonna save us all.
very tedious task to
Yes.
do. That's going to increase that line, that you have in front of you.
So in our book, that was what, on 6?
6, right. Line 4191, 506 needs to be.
And the Board of Selectmen have already voted and approved this.
That's cool.
Motion to amend line 4191, 506 to 17,000.
I'll second it.
Moved in second. Discussion?
I thought you had a wheeze.
No. Hearing no discussion, I'll take a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. I'll take a motion on the new total, because I'm assuming Colleen will like that.
Sure. Of the land use budget.
Yes,
Yes.
the land use budget.
Change to $435,566 as recommended by the selectmen.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
It's right here, you got it on the paper. Just gave it to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You get that paper.
And the last update that I have for you to, weigh in on is the Board of Selectmen were presented, by the fire chief, putting a separate warrant article on the ballot to hire the 2 full-time firefighters. As you know, the Board of Selectmen did not, support the funding of the addition of the 2 new firefighters, as did the budget committee not support that. But the ask was, let's truly put it to the voters and let them decide, and that passed by the Board of Selectmen, so that will go on warrant as currently right now, as not recommended
done by petition, or she just threw it out there?
She threw it up there.
So even
By
if it does
peti-
get approved,
Even if it does get approved, the Board of Selectmen can choose not to hire, fund it, whatever. Is that correct?
It is.
it's pretty insulting to us.
So, I guess one of my concerns is that after being on this committee for a long time, the numbers here don't represent the total that this position costs, though.
Right, we're only.
We can't
I
add
think-
in any of the other things.
Oh, you mean like the training and the, yeah.
Equipment.
And the
Right.
equipment and the overtime.
Right,
Right.
right, I think
Because
all you need
everybody-
to show is the salary, and I guess you just, I don't know how they're gonna fund the rest.
And these aren't the grant positions.
So we haven't changed that.
No.
No.
So we just asked if we're gonna change our mind on this, which I'm not.
So we can take a vote
Right,
and
we still gotta-
ask if we are all in favor of the warrant article as written in front of us, would probably be the easiest way. With us not supporting.
We're not supposed.
I make a motion, we don't approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's not recommended by the budget committee.
Okay, that's the end of that.
And that's it for any changes to the warrant articles and the budget as a whole. Oh, yes.
This go towards the bottom of the list of all of our stuff.
Right now it's kind of like in the middle, I'm still working on where it should be.
We still
We do
gotta do,
have play and give as to where it should be.
Oh, it's gonna be in the 34,
Yeah,
34 articles, which
Yeah.
as of today, we have 34 articles.
oh, okay.
voters gu-
But we still
voters'
gotta
guides
do,
are gonna be huge
okay.
to make sure they get out the voters.
Did you wanna go over this with us?
no,
One more thing,
Oh, that's
so
later.
at the last meeting, I had brought up the fact that the board was entertaining creating a contingency fund in 2025.
Yes.
They just weren't set on what number they wanted to fund it with through, unexpended fund balance. So they settled at a number of 20,000. So that is the number that is going to be put on the warrant article to create the contingency fund to be funded through fund balance, which will have, not to be funded through taxation.
Okay. Nothing we need to vote on here,
You
it's
can
just,
vote to, support the Board of Selectmen's warrant article for a contingency fund in the amount of $20,000.
Funded not through taxation.
so I'm gonna take a vote on what they just said. Instead of trying to say it again. All those in favor of that, say
Well,
aye.
you need a second.
Oh, I need a second.
I'll second it.
All those, in-
just repeat it again so everybody understands.
the select board has determined that $20,000 is the amount that they would put in a contingency fund for when life happens. And it will be on a separate warrant article, and it will be funded by fund balance, not by new taxation.
And that is something that each year has to be, it does not roll over. It only stays at 20,000 each year. This is something that would have to appear each year.
You can roll them over. Julia Perkins would.
I know, I was waiting for that.
So what we would be voting on is whether or not, just like in this other one, whether or not it said that the budget committee supports this or not.
Correct.
So actually, so I will entertain a motion, one way or another.
Well, you made the motion.
I didn't think I could.
Jen Rachel finished it, and you
Okay,
just reiterated
okay,
it.
all right.
Even-
So all those in favor of supporting
No, you're gonna have a
the
discussion.
board, I had a motion in a second.
You're gonna have a discussion.
Yeah.
Discussion?
Discussion,
Anybody got a problem with that?
questions,
Now you can take a vote.
questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, I cleaned that up.
Yeah,
I'll do that last.
Okay, you'll do that last.
Yep.
all right. Is that all the remaining items for our budget?
Sun ratio.
I believe so, Ruth, I don't think there was anything left for discussion.
she is, let's go through the default budget first, and then.
Voted by
No, we
you.
gotta vote on, well,
Okay.
as I said, to open the public hearing.
Do you want me to go through this the first time before opening the public hearing?
Yes. Do the default first, then the public hearing.
The Sunrise Shores,
Default first, then the public hearing. Sunray is part of your public hearing.
We don't have
yeah,
to do
but we
anything
haven't
else with
voted
it?
on it.
You don't have to vote on the default, you just.
No, on
review.
Sunrise Shores,
We don't have to review it.
the budget committee has to approve Sunrise Shores, MS 737.
We aren't there yet.
Are
Pardon?
you saying you do that before the public hearing?
No, well, it's part of the public hearing. After, if we approve Sunrise Shores, then you can go through all of these. Default budget and this budget.
Do we have to approve theirs? Cause,
We
Yeah.
have to. That's why it's here.
so we go through this and then we do it again?
I guess I'm confused at his ask.
Yes, to go through this like we did all the other meetings and went through everything once and then and then do this as part of the hearing also.
Right.
So kinda do it twice.
So we haven't opened the public hearing yet.
No.
So once, if this is all voted, then you're clear to go through all of these at the public hearing.
Ron's saying that the budget committee should talk about this once before opening the budget,
It has to
before
be
opening
approved by the
hearing.
budget committee.
Before opening the hearing.
That's why we have it.
Now Sunrise
I think
Shores,
that's what we did last year, but.
Hmm? Yeah.
Sunrise Shores is its own entity, correct?
Yeah.
Right, but the town budget committee has to approve this.
Yeah.
And then, what it makes a lot of difference, but that's why the RSA's are. We have to approve this first.
Okay. And this is their budget that we're approving.
Right. We don't have any say over it, but
But we still
We
have
have
to
to
approve
approve
the
it.
motion.
it's a,
Okay.
Well, we have Don and Norm here to present, the budget and go over their line items.
no,
That we hear
this is
this
not part of the
first.
public hearing. We have to approve it, then you go to the public hearing.
Just like all the other departments were heard beforehand.
I mean, you can't, unless we've approved it, you can't have it in the public hearing yet.
So they're just gonna discuss it, and then you'll open your public hearing, and then they'll vote and open it to the public for comment.
Come on up and talk to us, gentlemen. Right?
Go up to the table.
Come on up to the table and talk to us about your budget, gentlemen. 'Cause
We
I'm-
also have Lisa Garnett, she's our treasurer.
Who'd like to stay seated where she is?
The thing is, you can't have discussion if you're in a public hearing.
Right.
So I'm not sure what you're looking for, because this is not how it was done last year, but
You were gonna do some, upgrades and stuff last year?
we are in the middle of the engineering phase, getting ready to get permits to start doing the work. We have funding from the state, DES, to do this work. So, we've already started with the engineering and all of that, that's almost done. Soon as that's done, it goes out to bid, and then you can go after all our permits that we need.
Is your engineer, he's not getting, the engineering company, the engineering company isn't getting your permits for you, they're just preparing all your, getting all your.
No, they're not, they don't have them yet, is what I'm trying to say. We're at that point in a couple months, we're hoping. We want it to be big and
We're gonna vote on.
be done now, but
He's
No,
gonna explain what he's got,
that's
then we just.
that doesn't work that way.
No.
We're learning that real fast. Where the location that they started doing all the engineering work at was not right in our mind, and we told them that and changed the location. They were trying to put all of this in the middle of a wetland, which,
So you're digging a new well?
no,
Okay.
we're doing everything but the wells.
So you're doing all new lines? and
All new
new-
pipes, pump
Okay.
house, storage tanks.
Okay,
So a water distribution system is what I would call it.
Okay.
yep, yep.
So you're gonna be digging up town roads and stuff to do this?
Yes.
Yes, we are staying on the edge of the road as much as possible, because we don't have the funding or want to rip up every single road and repave every road in the neighborhood.
Are these all town roads? Some are private roads, some are town?
No, it's all town roads.
So the road agent's familiar with it all?
Yes, Alicia, what do you call that meeting we had last year
I think you had a special,
with all of your, department heads, I would call it?
oh, the ARC,
review.
the
Yeah.
ARC,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, everybody in the town is aware.
So
It's
you're going,
just, we have not come up with the exact impact that we're gonna make and where it is and things like that.
so you're gonna have a bond on this, correct?
Yes, I'm sure there will be.
Okay.
Where is Sunray Shores?
You know.
Tucker Shore?
Yeah,
Elaine.
Tucker Shore Road, Elaine,
Sunset
Nancy.
Drive.
Winnisquam Marina.
All that stuff
Yes.
over the railroad tracks,
Yes,
just about everything on the other side of the railroad tracks. How far do you go, on Sunset? Do you go,
to pond,
just the pond?
well, it's a couple houses before that, but basically the pond.
Oh, okay.
So that whole corner,
94 Sunset.
Where there used to be a bridge going across and stuff?
yes.
Okay.
We still have bridges going across the channel.
Nasty digging over there
So you have a specific franchise area?
in water.
Yes.
So anything,
Thank you.
anything that's, it's all, you know, the state DES is obviously
Oh,
watching
they're-
this.
DES and us are tied at the hip.
Yeah,
They're the ones coming up with funding for us, and they're also the ones
Just go to the bottom.
controlling most of the permitting, I would say.
yep, then they've done that.
Anybody have any more questions? Yeah. I can take a motion on just the bottom line.
I'll make a motion, I assume it's the $1,698,567 to approve, for Sunrise Shore Water.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Now we'll go over our default budget.
Thank you.
Prior to opening the,
All the warrant articles? You said don't you wanna do the warrant articles?
no.
But they're all in here.
Default budget, do you go over that or do?
That is totally up to you guys, it's pretty
It's their thing,
self-explanatory, we
so
put
we
in,
still have to approve it.
prior year's appropriations, and you see if there was any, reductions or increases or one-time appropriations, and then we split out the vote number on the last column.
So that's the one that's going. Yeah,
That's the one I hope we don't have to use.
right.
Oh, wow.
And the default budget that is being submitted to DRA is $10,822,658.
Are you gonna do those now?
Well, this gets done before the public hearing, so she's saying to be prepared.
Let's call it public hearing. Okay.
Do we vote on this before the public hearing starts, or that was just an informational, correct? Okay. So we're gonna open the public hearing portion. I don't have my official clock.
Is there any questions on that?
Oh, any questions on the default?
Hopefully we don't have to use it.
Right,
I'm over here whispering that same thing.
I don't wanna use it.
Hopefully people will come on about our budget that's presented.
All right. Yeah, I was asking for the time. Do you have the time? What time is it? Okay, it is now 6:50. We'll open the budget hearing. Public hearing. We could do Sunrays first so that they could, we're gonna do Sunrays first so that if they wish to go on with their evening, they may. Listening to me talk is no fun. It's my first time doing this. Be kind. I have to read these, each line?
We haven't in the past, but.
No.
The full budget, the full, the number.
The full, you open it for public comment, if there's no public comment, you close the public comment, then you have discussion, then you vote on it.
We'll open Sunray Shores for public comment. No public comment. Moving on. I really need to be led through the first one, sorry.
Gotta read the bottom line.
So for those of you new folks, we're gonna just go over the back page. The whole thing, all three things, or
No,
just the bottom line?
just the bottom line's fine. That's what they gotta work with.
Okay. Sunray Shores budget of $1,698,567.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Go to the next one.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Voting, it seems, I'm usually listening to him read.
Yeah, I think we need a motion, yes. Last year, the motion was to approve the 2024 Sunray Shores Water District proposed budget of X amount. I'll make
Yeah,
a
we
motion
just
to
did that.
approve the 2025 Sunray Shores Water District in the amount of $1,698,567.
Second it.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you for coming out
Thank you.
on this balmy evening.
Stay warm.
Thank you.
And
On our
in a minute, Colleen can break out what we did last year, the categories, like, from where to go.
So do you want me to read general government in their total and public safety in their total, or by each section within those?
No, well, what
For
I've been,
their Sunrise.
No, for ours going forward.
Last year, we just did the totals, like, so, for
General government.
general government is X, highway is X, police is X, welfare is X.
Moving on to the proposed budget. I open for public. Excuse me.
The reason we do this.
Yeah.
And help me clear one, isn't it because they have to come before us because they received a grant? Didn't they? They received a grant
Sunray.
years ago.
oh,
and the town
when they
has-
first started.
Right, and
Yeah.
the town has to, anytime there's a grant, the select board, I assume, has to sign for the grant. We do nothing with it other than it's.
It's a formality.
It's a formality,
Right.
that's correct.
It's,
And
it's oversight, because they're a water district, so they're
Right.
like their own kind of little entity, we don't raise and appropriate any
we get
taxation
nothing
for
from
them.
it, nothing.
You just serve as a second set of eyes,
Right.
a second checks and balances that they're,
And because it was a grant, we have to do that.
But seeing as they're moved into upgrading and they're gonna be affecting the town roads and stuff, so
It's good.
it's a good idea. We know what they're doing, so.
That what they're up to.
And the way things are today, the way things are moving.
But you can be assured DES is correct, Craig? DES is watching this. and fine.
Sure they are.
I think
Clean drinking water.
Jean was
In
heavily involved.
the past,
Yes.
I read them all at the bottom,
Anytime that there's governmental
because it's a
money
public
involved,
hearing,
that's the
because
government.
there's a lot of
I
different
think in
things.
order to get some of that funding, they had to form the
We
water
don't-
districts.
I don't know.
In order to
You can do whatever you want.
That's,
Just
that's
wanna make
before
sure
a
that
lot of our,
Yeah.
She was instrumental in the funding.
yes,
There's good DES involved, that's nasty spot over there.
right.
Right.
And it's, right, it's not the best of conditions either.
Moving on to the proposed budget public hearing. Open the floor for public comments.
No,
No?
no, you just read it.
Can I let them have comments?
No other input.
All right. Need my ruler. General government. Colleen, do you want them line by line or just the total?
You can just do like general government and then the dollar amount
Of two
for
four,
each section.
yeah.
Yep.
general government, $2,426,650.
Second it.
No, we don't-
No, you don't. This is public hearing. We've already done all this.
You haven't had dinner yet, huh? Public safety.
On the bottom here, 'cause you gotta find them on the police department. You gotta read each one of those.
All right. In public safety, I'm gonna detail each one. 4210, police, $3,161,230. 4220, fire, $2,362,861. 4240, building inspection, $142,656. 4290, emergency management, $5,000, for public safety total of $5,671,747. Next page, highway and streets. 4311, highway administration, $95,963. 4312, highway and streets, $1,346,509. 4316, street lighting, $14,400, for highway and streets total of $1,456,872. Sanitation. Sanitation administration, $19,928. Solid waste collection, $454,862. Solid waste disposal, $279,119, for a sanitation total of $753,909. Health agencies and hospitals, $66,900, and that would also be the total. Welfare,
You forgot water and,
there was 0 in those, I assumed I didn't have to read them. Would you like me to read
No,
those
no.
also? Okay.
No.
Welfare administration, $95,934. Vendor payments, $158,775. Welfare subtotal, $254,709. Culture and recreation, Parks and Rec, $198,945. Library, $259,176. Patriotic purposes, $9,001. Other culture and recreation, $250, for a total of $467,372. Conservation and development, conservation administration, $21,046. That's also the total. Going the wrong way. Debt service. Principal and long-term bonds, notes, and other debt, $184,191. Interest, long-term bonds, notes, and other debt, $71,689. Interest on tax and revenue anticipation notes, $1. Debt service total, $255,881. Capital outlay, improvements other than buildings, 20,000. Capital outlay total, 20,000. Total operating budget appropriations, $11,395,086. Special warrant articles. Ambulances, $105,000. Other cultural and recreation, Heritage Fund, $4,500. Machinery, vehicles, and equipment, which is long-term lease for the pumper truck, $60,776. Buildings, fire department tanker lease purchase, $250,000. To sewer proprietary fund, $783,081. To water proprietary fund, $343,438. To capital reserve funds, add to highway reconstruction capital reserve, $750,000. To capital reserve funds, municipal facilities capital reserve, $500,000. To capital reserve fund, water system repair and maintenance, $100,000. To capital reserve funds, heavy equipment in capital reserve, $110,000. Capital reserve funds, property reevaluation capital reserve fund, $80,000. Capital reserve funds, information technology, $37,500. Capital reserve funds, sewer repair and maintenance, $30,000. Capital reserve funds, drainage projects, capital reserve fund, $25,000. Did I miss something?
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Capital reserve fund budget, building, library improvements, $25,000. Capital reserve funds, bridge repair and maintenance capital reserve, $25,000. Capital reserve funds, Durrell Mountain Road, capital reserve fund, $5,000. To expendable trust, accrued benefits liability expendable trust fund, $100,000. To expendable trust, cemetery capital reserve, $25,000. To expendable trust, appropriation for expendable trust election equipment, $2,500. Total proposed special articles, $3,361,795. Individual warrant articles. Contingency, to establish the contingency fund, $20,000. Police, Public Safety Employees Union, $145,724. Fire, hire 2 firefighters, $193,391. Other highway, streets, and bridges, highway block grant, $197,367. Total proposed individual articles, $556,482. Revenues. Yield taxes, $23,136. Payment in lieu of taxes, $17,606. Excavation tax, $10,310. Other taxes, $21,420. Interest and penalties on delinquent taxes, $114,000. Taxes subtotal, $186,472. Licenses, permit, and fees. Building licenses and permits, $47,000. Motor vehicle permits and fees, $1,700,000. Building permits, $73,000. Other licenses, permits, and fees, $75,000. Licenses, permits, fees, subtotal, $1,895,000. Zero from the federal government. State resources, meals and rooms tax distribution, $727,492. Highway block grant, $197,367. Water pollution grant, $6,202. State and federal forest land reimbursement, $7. Railroad tax distribution, $2,414. State source subtotal, $933,482. Charges for services, income from departments, $320,000. Other charges, $45,134. Charges for services subtotal, $365,134. Miscellaneous revenues, sale of municipal property, $82,931. Interest on investments, $218,000. Revenue from miscellaneous sources not otherwise classified, $17,145. Miscellaneous revenue subtotal, $318,076. Interfund operating transfers in from special revenue funds, $415,776. From sewer proprietary fund, $813,081. From water proprietary fund, $443,438. Interfund operating transfers subtotal, $1,672,295. Other financing sources. Amount voted from fund balance, $405,000. That's the total also for the other financing. Estimated total revenues and credits, $5,775,459. Leading us to the back page. Operating budget appropriations, $11,395,086. Special warrant articles, $3,361,795. Individual warrant articles, $556,482. Total appropriations, $15,313,363. Less the amount of estimated revenues and credits of $5,775,459. To be the estimated amount of total taxes to be raised of $9,537,000, and let me try that again, $9,537,904. And that will be it for the budget hearing. That concludes the budget. Any comments, public input, discussion?
I just wanna add, when I was pulling this together, I pulled up the 2024 MS 737, and I did the math. And even though when you look separately at what your operating budget is versus last year's, what your individual warrant articles are versus last year, when you add them up and you subtract your revenues, people don't really see the revenue side, they're only going to see $11 million, oh my gosh. When you minus out what we raised through taxation last year, and we're proposing to raise through taxation this year, the increase is $220,000. I would say we did pretty darn good raising the budget by $220,000. And I anticipate setting the tax rate season next year, because we're allowed to, well, we do flex our revenues by the fall because things change. These revenues are based mainly on what I received in '24. I'll readjust them again mid-year. I anticipate, we may go up or down. I anticipate we'll probably go up with more grant funding that we've had or will receive in '25. Even if we stayed exactly flat, $220,000 to your budget is nothing.
Pretty good.
So I think when we're talking about the budget and hitting that home, I think that should be kind of your talking points, that the budget, at the end of the day, with estimated revenues and all the other funding sources, and what we're putting towards reducing taxation, and the $200,000, $220.
And,
219,096 to be exact.
and the town has low debt. For the size of our town, we've just about paid off everything except for the police station.
That's what people don't realize, how little debt this town has.
Yep.
Well, we'll fix that next year.
Well, on the municipal side.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, on the school side, the schools are mostly paid off, but they seem to like to spend money, so.
So I'll close the budget hearing at 7:10 and move on to our next agenda item.
Close the public hearing.
Public hearing, yeah.
That's good.
All right.
We can still have discussions.
Yes, we can. Other
Well,
business.
it was good that, we had a good turnout this year. And things went pretty fast, considering we had to deal with, default budget, which made it tough on everybody. Hopefully this year that people will feel a little bit better and we can go along and get the road rebuilt that we wanted to last year. And by the way, that was a good article in the paper about the truck.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, the reporter did a really good job. I mean, I spoke with him, like I told Alicia, I was very nervous with my past experiences of speaking to those people, but, yeah, he did a fantastic job. Yeah, he did. Very well worded.
I'd say the only thing we got to do is fix that window switch, stop whistling.
Yep, I just made that text. I was gonna mess with it, but I didn't want to. I did figure it was a really good time to screw it up.
This one is really bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not that it's not locked, the whole window is moving like 3/8 of an inch.
All right, so,
Don't touch it.
just,
Don't wanna fall out.
Disaster.
so we all have this colorful reminding us who's up for reelection: Fred, Tracy, Tyke, Ron. Ruth? Not really.
Whatever
Select board. But in addition, to that, Paul and Rachel, you would need to rerun for, there will be a 2-year and a 1-year that are open, because you have to be elected. After, you get to serve as an appointed for 1 year, and then you would rerun if you want to join us.
I'm
You can
definitely
cross my
interested.
name off, I will not run next year.
Your name, I've heard that before over the last 12 years. I'm not crossing it off yet.
You have another year.
Colleen's recording's going. So,
Paul and Rachel, if
Yeah.
you were, enjoyed your time on the budget committee, you would now have to officially run on the ballot. So you and Paul will have to deuce it out to see who wants the 1 year and who wants the 2-year, or as I said, first come, first serve, whoever comes and signs up.
Maybe Tyke wants the 1 year.
Yeah.
yep. And
No.
addition,
Want the 1 year?
and we have that one other, seat for a 1 year that will be coming up for election also.
That's right.
Correct.
We have a vacancy.
We have a
right now.
vacancy that happened mid-year.
So we have 7 total. You
Yeah.
have, 4 for 3 years, 1 for 2 years, and 2 for 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's, sign up is January 22nd.
Yeah.
yeah. Don't break it.
No, the whole.
So, your binders will be turned in at Town Hall at your convenience, cause we do reuse them. We don't make, Alicia carried them all home with her tonight. We drop them off the next time we go down.
Yeah, and we will send out an email, so after, this gets in official draft and not draft, everyone will have to come and sign. I believe we need 3 copies with wet signatures, and then we have to post them at the post office. and
Yeah.
When we bring these in, is that?
We can bring those in when you sign.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep,
that'd be a great
and
time.
these will be on
When
the.
will you have those available?
Huh?
When will you have, you usually have a date that comes sign
To
up.
be determined, I'll email you.
Okay.
They're still in final draft review with, DRA.
Good turnout.
We can keep
Technically,
whatever
there's
we
still
want.
time
Can we
for
keep
petition
him,
warrant articles to get in here, so it'll probably be towards the end.
Not over yet.
keep some stuff?
Mid-January.
One of the last things on here is a reminder, our deliberative session is February 1st at 10 a.m. at the high school cafeteria, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Tell your friends, neighbors, 10 a.m. The more, the merrier. Please.
Do we know when this is back?
I heard that the school was meeting just once and it was gonna be in Canterbury. I don't have the date, would gladly take it if somebody else has that date for their hearing.
For the hearing. Hold on, I've got it on my calendar.
Thank you, Colleen.
It's their deliberative session.
It says February 6th.
Yeah, I believe that's the date, is February 6th. February 6th, 6 o'clock, Belmont High School is the
Deliberative session.
For the school.
For the school. At Belmont High School.
6 o'clock.
Where is that? Where's that piece? It's in here
It's
somewhere?
under agendas.
Yeah. Oh, under agenda.
Thank you all.
Who's up for selectmen this year?
My dad, John.
John? Is he gonna rerun, you know?
Yes, he is. He is. I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Sorry about
Colleen will take us
No.
offline when she's
No.
ready. You're recording until she comes up and smiles. What did he just say about the window?
Pardon me?
I think he was trying to tell you about the window.
I don't intend to run
To
for
Paul.
any of that.
What's
What
Paul?
I'll do is,
I don't, ask Paul.
there's vacancies and I'll just throw my name in there for 1 year or whatever.
Yeah.
And whatever
Do you want me
assistance I
to,
can do.
I still need to go down to the town, right, to put, or are you gonna put
That would be cool.